Good morning all.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
So we will start. So we are studying pattern. What are the types of pattern we have seen? The materials of the patterns were we already seen, and we are studying design of patterns. Means what are the different allowances? What are the changes we need to make in the pattern in order to get the required casting? That we are studying. So these are the types of pattern which we already studied, like single piece pattern, split pattern, coupe and red pattern, match plate pattern, follow board pattern, loose piece pattern. These types of pattern we have studied. Sweep pattern, skeleton pattern is also we have studied. Then materials of the pattern. What are the different types of material when we use that particular material? That we have studied. Now the next part is design of patterns. What are the different allowances? So we have seen when to neglect the fine details, when to use the core and core prints. When we need to make the hollow parts, then we go for core and core prints. Then what are the different changes in pattern due to the different allowances like shrinkage, draft allowance? That also we have seen. Here, these are the types of allowances due to which there is a change in size and shape of pattern. Which are these allowances? Shrinkage allowance, draft allowance, machining allowance, shaking or wrapping allowance, and last one is a distortion or camber allowance. So we will complete these types of allowances, and today we are going to finish the topic pattern. The types of pattern we are going to finish. Sorry, types of allowances we are going to finish, and with this we will finish this topic. And from next class we will start the molding side. So let's finish this topic, types of allowances. I will give the overview of first three allowances which you already seen, and some of the point I have missed in the last lecture, so that also I will cover. So first allowance is shrinkage allowance. So first type allowance is shrinkage. So what is shrinkage allowance? Can you tell me? When we give the shrinkage allowance, in what case? In what case means why we give the shrinkage allowance? Yes.
During the solidification process, there is a shrinkage in the volume. So, so as to compensate this, we give the shrinkage allowance. We
Yes.
increase the size of the pattern basically in this. So it is a positive allowance.
So it is a positive. So shrinkage allowance is also called positive allowance because this increases the size of pattern. So when we pour the molten metal into the mold, as it is a molten metal, so it will be in liquid stage, and after pouring we allow it to solidify, and when it solidifies, it's becoming solid stage. So there is a phase change from liquid to solid. In this phase, there is a reduction in dimension. And to overcome this reduction in dimension, we give the allowances to the pattern. That is, we increase the size of pattern. Now, Actually, there are two type of shrinkages. One is liquid shrinkage and second is solid shrinkage. Do you know about this liquid and solid shrinkage? So what is liquid shrinkage and what is solid shrinkage? So we need to take care of these both shrinkages, that is liquid shrinkage and solid shrinkage. Let's see about these two shrinkages with the simple example. What is liquid shrinkage and what is solid shrinkage? Let's suppose this is our cavity, mold cavity, and from here we are pouring the molten metal, and here there is a riser. So we are pouring the molten metal, so it is getting filled. And it will rise in the riser. So we are filling and it is rising in this. Now it is in the liquid stage, means it is a molten metal. Just we have poured. So when it is solidifying, its a first stage is liquid shrinkage. Its a first stage is liquid shrinkage. Means first of all, liquid will shrink. Volume of liquid will fall or decreases. Now once the liquid volume is decreasing, we need extra material. So how to get that extra material? So here is our mold, and in this liquid molten metal is shrinking. So that liquid metal we get from the riser as well as gating system. Now see. Due to the liquid shrinkage, what we'll get? Whatever the molten metal is there in the gating system as well as in the riser, we will use that liquid metal. Okay, so this is the first liquid shrinkage. So to take care of liquid shrinkage, the molten metal in the riser and in the gating system will be used. Here you can see the difference between these two. Here liquid got shrink, and whatever the extra liquid we need, so that is taken from the gating system and the riser system. Okay, so liquid shrinkage is taken care of. Now the next part is we need to take care of solid shrinkage. Remember, so liquid, there are two types of shrinkage. First is liquid shrinkage, second is solid shrinkage. So liquid shrinkage is taken care by riser and gating system. From that we will use the material. And the next is solid shrinkage. Now what happens in solid shrinkage? In the solid shrinkage, it get dimension get changes. Now see how its dimension gets changes. Okay, so this is solid shrinkage. So when we pour the molten metal, so this will be the condition first. When the liquid shrinkage is there, this will be second condition. And when there is a solid shrinkage, what happens? Your part dimension will get shrink. So it's a dimension get shrink. So here you can see the difference. Okay. Now to overcome this shrinkage, what we need? We need to provide the shrinkage allowance. What we need to provide? The shrinkage allowance. And how we will provide the shrinkage allowance? By increasing the size of pattern. By increasing the size of pattern, we will overcome this solid shrinkage. So how to increase the size of pattern? Here you can see, depending, there are different materials. We may use the aluminum. For aluminum also there are different parameters. Here we have seen the cast iron and steel. For different dimension, different allowances is given. If suppose it is a cast iron and dimension is up to 600 mm, then what we give? We give the allowance as 10.5 mm per meter. If suppose it is cast steel, then we give the allowance 21 mm per meter. Okay, so we will see the example. We have the product which shape is like this. Okay, now it's a dimensions. Let's suppose it is 300 mm, 100, 100. This is 100, and let's suppose it is 200 mm. So these are the dimensions, and this is 100 mm. We need to manufacture this part with the help of custom process. Now to manufacture this part, what do we need to prepare? We need to prepare the pattern. So first, in pattern design, we need to take care of this shrinkage allowance. And let's suppose this material is of steel. Now see, all the dimensions are below 600 mm, and what is the allowance here? 21 mm per meter. 21 mm per meter. Now, what are the dimensions? We have 300 mm, we have 200 mm, and we have the 100 mm. So calculate. So 21 mm when it is diameter 1 meter, that is 1000 mm into 300. Okay, so if you calculate this, so it comes around 6.3, right? 6.3. Then next dimension is 21 upon 1000 into 200. So it will be 4.2 mm. 4.2 mm shrinkage allowance we need to give. Then we have the 100 mm dimension. So here for the 100 mm we need to give 2.1 mm shrinkage allowance. So these are the this is the quantity of shrinkage allowance. Now how to give the shrinkage allowance, that we need to see. Now see here, So this is the pattern. Here we are only considering what? Which allowance? Shrinkage allowance. Now what will be this dimension? Tell me the dimension here. 300 mm. What will?
36.3.
No, 306.3 mm. Yes. Then what about this height?
204.2.
204.2 mm. Right? Now, important thing we are going to see here. Tell me about these dimensions. Tell me these dimensions. Okay, let's first take this dimension. What will be this dimension? First,
202.1. 202.1. 202.1.
Tell me this first number. Original dimension is 100. For 100, we have the 2.1 mm.
101.1.
102.1.
101.1. 101.1.
102.1 mm. Guess it.
101. 101.1.
101.1. So see, if suppose dimension is 100, so we have the allowance as a 2.1 mm. So its dimension will be 102.1 mm, and here will be 102.1 mm, right? Then next one will be this height. What will be this height? Original height is 100.
100. It will be 100 only.
It will be
100 only.
no.
102.1.
2.1.
No.
102.1.
Tell me the dimension.
It will have
About-
to be reduced, no?
104.2.
No. Now see here.
9.
See here. How it is getting shrink? From here it is getting shrink here. Okay. From this direction, and from here it is getting shrink here. Like this. See the black arrows here. How it is getting shrink? So this dimension will be reduced. This dimension. I will give another example, there you can understand. See here, how it is getting shrink from this side also and from this side also. Okay. Now to overcome this, we need to give this third number dimension as a 100 minus 2.1. So it will be 97.9. See here. This third dimension will be 97.9. Have you understood this? Third dimension? Third dimension is 97.9. See here, when it is get shrink, third dimension should be 97.9. Why we are minusing it? When it solidifies, it decreases from this side also and from this side also. So you suppose if you keep this dimension as 102.1, So its dimension get reduced. It will come here. When you give 102.1, and when it gets shrink, again its dimension will be decreased. Again its dimension will be changed. So you will get a wrong dimension. And to get the right dimension, what we need to do? Here we need to minus it. See here, what I am giving here, 97.9. Now when it gets shrink, so now this dimension will be 100 when it gets shrink. Because it's an internal dimension. So what is internal dimension? So we will see that with this example. Okay, so your doubt will be clear. When to give negative allowance, when to minus it, and when to plus it. We will see. Suppose this is a cube which is having hole. This hole is through. Let's suppose its height is 200. Means dimension of cube is 200. And this hole is suppose of 50 mm. Okay. Now, when it solidifies, if suppose pattern size is of same, when it solidifies, so what happens to these edges? What will happen with the dimension of cube? What will happen? Tell me. So original dimension is 200. If you make the pattern of exact size, so after solidification, what will get the dimension of this cube? What will be the dimension? It will be greater than or less than 200?
Less.
Less than 200.
Less
Less
than.
than. Yes. Suppose it is 198. If suppose we get 198. And what will happen to this hole? What will happen to this hole? 50 mm dimension. Suppose
It
this
will
is
also decrease.
It will increase.
so diameter. If suppose your diameter is 50 mm, then its diameter will increase when it gets shrink, because it's internal dimension first thing. And if you take the logic here, when it shrinks, okay, so it will shrink in this direction because this is the outer surface. It will shrink from all this side. Okay, if suppose it was solid. Now here there is a hole inside this. So how the shrinkage will happen? So this whole diameter will increase when it get solidifies. Remember that. Okay. Now to overcome this, what we'll do? When we design the pattern, so for 200, so if suppose again it is of steel, 21 upon 1000, because when there is a 1000 mm dimension, we need to give the shrinkage allowance 21 mm into 200. So it will be 4.2 mm will be the allowance. So its dimensions will be 204.2 and 204.2. Now we need to select the dimensions of this hole. So this whole dimension will be 21 upon 1000 into 50. So it will be around 1.05. So 4.2 we have added to the dimensions. But when there is a hole or there is an internal surface, we need to minus it. Means 50 minus 1.05. So that will be around 48.95 mm. So this will be your hole diameter, because when it gets shrink, hole diameter increases, internal dimension increases. So in order to that, we need to minus it when there is a hole and when there is an internal dimension. Remember that. But when there is outside, when there is external dimension, just add it, because external dimension are going to decrease. But when there is an internal dimension or hole, so hole size will be increases. So hole size increases. We want correct dimension. So we need to, whatever the shrinkage allowance is, that we need to minus it when there is a hole, and when there is external surface, shrinkage allowance, add it. Have you understood this? Any doubt in this? Shall we go for the next, draft allowance? So these are the things which I not told in the last lecture. So this is how we give the allowances to the shrinkage, to the pattern. Right? Now the next thing is the draft allowance. So here, now all of you know where to give the draft allowance. Where to give the draft allowance when we select the draft allowance? Tell me.
Vertical surfaces.
Yes. When there are vertical surfaces or edges, then we give the draft allowance in order to easily remove the pattern without damaging the mold. That is the main purpose of this draft allowance. We have seen the example. This is the part which you want to manufacture. Now, when we remove, if suppose there is a mold here, so while removing, it may touch to this wall and it may damage. In order to avoid that, what we do, we give small taper in terms of taper angle, and we will remove it. Now while removing it, there will be gap while we are removing it. So it will not touch to the surfaces and we can easily remove. Now here what we need to take care, suppose this is the workpiece which we want to manufacture, and here we need to provide the draft allowance. So how will give the draft allowance? Now these are the external surfaces. These are the external surfaces, and these are the internal surfaces. Now how to give the draft to the external, how to give the draft to the internal is here. When there is an external surface, draft angle like this draft we need to provide, and when there is an internal surface, we need to provide the draft like this.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Sir, but it changes the original shape of the workpiece, na?
This is your pattern. Okay. So this is your
Upper.
yes. No. Original part is this. To manufacture that original part, we have prepared the pattern, and to avoid the damaging of mold, we have given the draft allowance. Okay, so your size will be changed, but so here 1 or 2 degree draft we are giving. So after manufacturing, what we do, we go for machining, and whatever our original part is there. So I am drawing the original part, which is in the red. This is your original part, okay, which is shaded by red color. Can you see? We get it by machining. Okay, so whatever the black part is there, that is your pattern, and with the help of that pattern, of that side casting we will get. After getting the casting, we go for machining. We go for machining and we remove this part. Whatever the black part is there, we remove that part, and we will get the original shape of casting. Can you see this? And you will get the original. This is the original. Why we give the draft allowance? To avoid the breaking of mold. Whatever the mold cavity we have prepared, when we remove the pattern, so it may damage to that. That's why we need to give the draft taper. Such type of draft we need to give to avoid the breaking of this. And due to that, it's a shape changes. Our original part shape changes, but by machining we convert into the original shape. Whatever the required shape we want, we convert that with the help of machining. Okay, understood this?
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Sir, the same example you have given for the shrinkage allowance and same example you have given for the draft allowance. So
Yes.
for the particular shape, which is better, draft
No.
or shrinkage?
Both we have to give. See here. Now, first we need to take care the shrinkage allowance. If you see the nearly, we got the dimension here 306.2 mm. I'm going to tell you that. We got the dimension. First, we need to consider the shrinkage allowance. By considering the shrinkage allowance, we got the dimension 306.2. Then here we got suppose 102.1. Here we got 204.2. Such dimension we got. On these dimensions, we need to do the draft allowance by considering this dimension, right? Suppose now we have given the draft here of 2 degree, and with the help of this 2 degree, its dimension get changes. So here suppose it changes by 4 mm. Also here it changes by 4 mm. Can you see? Due to the draft allowance, its a dimension got changes by 4 mm. Now original dimension here it is 448. 314.2 mm. Now its dimension got changed. I've understood this. We need to consider
Yes, sir.
we need to consider all this. First, we need to consider the shrinkage allowance. Then we need to go for draft allowance. With the draft allowance also, its dimension get changes. Okay?
Sir, how we can calculate the vertical height? Because it is getting some angle. Na, so
No. How to got the vertical height? It's very simple. See here, its dimension is, suppose it's here what we got the dimension 204.200 right? So here suppose angle 1 degree angle of taper we have given 1 degree angle. So how to get 204.2 into tan 1? You will get some dimensions. So that is this dimension. Whatever, suppose we got 4 here. Let's suppose we got 4 here. So that 4 we will give here. Okay, 4 dimension, and then we will join this. We are not going to calculate, we are directly going to join this. Right? Once again, I will explain
okay,
this.
sir.
What are the dimensions here? 314 we got. How we got? 306.2, which is shrinkage allows, plus 4 plus 4 means this is a 4 and this is a 4. That is 314.2 mm. How we got this 4? It's a total height is 204. Its a total height is suppose 204. We have given the draft of 1 degree. How to get this dimension? 204 into 10 1 degree. You will give the dimension. Add to that. This is how we give the draft allowance. Okay. Now moving towards the next is the machining allowance. Okay. Here I have added the machining allowances. If suppose it is cast iron, so for the internal 3 mm, external 3 mm is given. For 300 to 500, these are the dimensions given. These are the machining allowance. What is the machining allowance? We already seen. In the casting, we get the bad surface finish. Surface finish is not that much good. To get the good surface finish, we need to machine that part. And to machine, when we machine it, its material get removed. Okay, its size get changed. In order to overcome this size change, we need to do the machining allowance. Here, now see, by considering the draft allowance, okay, now I have considered the shrinkage allowance, then I have considered the draft allowance. After considering the draft allowance, I got here dimension how much? 314.2 mm dimension I got it. Now, as I get poor surface finish in casting, I have to machine the part. So in order to machine that part, when I machine it, its dimension get changes. And to overcome that dimension, I have to give the machining allowance. Machining allowance. And that machining allowance is, suppose in this case, if this was steel and dimensions is here 150 to 500. So 6 mm machining allowance I need to give. So plus 6 mm. So how much it is? 320.2. So now its dimension. See, original dimension was 300. And after giving different allowance, we got the dimension 320.2 mm. Which dimensions, which allowance we have considered? First, the shrinkage allowance. Due to the shrinkage, dimension reduces. That's why we have given the extra dimension. Then we have given the draft allowance. Due to the vertical edges, it may causes damage to the vertical surfaces of mold. We have given the draft allowance. We have added the dimensions. Then there is a poor surface finish. To get good surface finish, we need to machine that will remove the material. So to overcome that, again we have added the dimensions. So this is your 320. Yes, yes.
6 is for external dimension, no? It means outer surface.
Outer surface. Yes. Again, yes, same thing. Internal surface, we need to minus it. Remember that whenever there is a hole and internal surfaces, we need to minus it. And whenever there is external surfaces, we need to add the machining allowance, shrinkage allowance, and draft allowance. Remember that. So problems are not there. Just I'm explaining this. Okay, I'm going in detail so that you can understand how exactly we use the dimensions. Only we have the introductory part. What are the allowances and why we give allowances? I'm explaining that with the example. And remember that whenever there is external, we add it, and whenever there is an internal surface, we minus it. Okay.
Sir, why we are not using only shrinkage allowance?
Why we are not using only shrinkage allowance? Now see here, if you use shrinkage allowance only, Where is you have used shrinkage allowance? Now here. If suppose your part, here is your original part, right? And you have considered only shrinkage allowance. Let's suppose you have only considered shrinkage allowance. With the help of shrinkage allowance, we got this size. Okay, you are talking about this part only, no? 306.3. Yes.
No, I'm saying like all dimensions. Why we are
Yes.
not using
No.
only
Yes. Yes. All dimensions. All dimensions. You have only considered shrinkage allowance. Now you have prepared the pattern of this shape, and you have poured the molten metal in this. You have poured the molten metal in this cavity, and due to the shrinkage, what dimensions you will get? Due to the shrinkage, you will get the original size. So you have considered shrinkage allowance, you have increased the dimension. Due to shrinkage, it will again come to the original size. Suppose this is the original size. Now, this original size is 300, suppose it is 100 mm. Okay. Now, if suppose its surface finish is not good, its surface finish is not good, but you require a good surface finish, and in order to get the good surface finish, you machine this part. What are the part you have prepared? You machine it. Now, its dimension is 300 mm, and you are going for machining. After machining, its dimension get changes. You may get here 299, here you get 98. You will get the wrong dimensions. You want 300, 100, but you got after machining 299, 98. When this will happen? When you only consider shrinkage errors. Have you understood this part? Have you understood? See here, when you consider only shrinkage allowance, you got these dimensions. And you have prepared the pattern. With the help of pattern, you have prepared the mold. You pour the molten metal. Now, after pouring, it will get shrink. After shrinking, what dimension you will get? Original dimension you will get. That is 300 and 100. But we need to go for some post-processing, like machining. In that also dimension get changes, like 299 you got from 300. So you got wrong dimensions, right? So to get correct dimension, we need to consider the machining allowance also. That's why we have considered the machining allowance. Have you understood this?
Yes, sir. I got it.
Yes, yes. And draft allowance, why we are considering? Because it may damage. It may not damage, but it may also damage. So that's why we give the draft allowance, and we can remove that material. Okay. So to get extra size of product, it is okay, because we can reduce that by machining. But if we get a small size part, we cannot add the material to that part. Remember that. If you are giving more allowances, more dimension to your original part, then it is okay. Why? Because we can remove that material. But think that your original size is 100 and casted product you got 98 mm. You cannot add extra material to that and you get it 100 mm. That product is waste. But your original size is 100. After casting, you got suppose 105 mm. It is okay. Why? You can machine it and you can remove that material and you will get the original size. Remember that. Okay. You can give extra allowance also. That is the main.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Sir, under which circumstances the shrinkage allowance takes place? Why is the shrinkage of the pattern take place?
In every circumstances, depending on the material, so shrinkage allowance will take place. In every.
We can't overcome that.
No. Shrinkage will happen. Shrinkage will happen in every case. In each and every case. Whether you take plastic, whether you take cast iron, steel, aluminum, in every metal, in every case, shrinkage allowance will happen. You need to take care of shrinkage allowance. If suppose your part is not having vertical edges, then you can neglect the draft allowance. If your part does not have vertical edges, you can neglect the draft allowance. But in every part, you need to consider shrinkage allowance plus machining allowance. Because we are going to machine that part. If suppose machining is not there, then also you can avoid machining allowance. But remember that which is the most important allowance, it is the shrinkage allowance, because every metal is going to shrink. You can take any material, cast iron, aluminum, titanium, in every case it is going to shrink. Okay, so that's why we need to
Sir,
consider.
it is impossible. It is impossible to overcome that.
No, you need to give that allowance, shrinkage allowance.
Okay. Okay,
So
sir.
why is the numerical value of internal and external machining allowance different? Can you go back to the 23rd slide?
Yes.
In one
So
row,
again,
the value is
yes, yes,
different for
yes,
internal
yes.
and
Again, the same thing. So whenever there is a small internal shape, so there we may need to go for more machining. There we cannot get the proper. If suppose the part shape is, there is a 1-2 mm difference in the internal surfaces, because generally what happens, we always use internal surfaces, like suppose cylinder, piston and cylinder arrangement is there. Generally we use the internal surfaces for our future purposes, but external surface we don't use. In internal surfaces we require more surface use. In that case we may go for more machining in internal surfaces. Why? Generally in casting we use internal surfaces for assembly purpose, for any future purpose. But external surfaces are generally not used for any mating parts. In that case, we may go for more machining in internal surfaces. That's why 1-2 mm extra machining is given, machining allowance is given to the internal surface. That is the main reason.
okay, sir.
1 or 2 mm there is a difference in that.
So drafting allowance is also material based.
Yes, drafting allowance is material based also, and in it is also what we can say length base. What how much length it is, in that also drafting allowance may get changed. It is 1 to 3 degree. If suppose length is large, suppose it is 50 mm, then you 1 degree allowance we give. If suppose it is more, it suppose it is length is 300 500 mm, then we go for more drafting allowance depending on the length, plus depending on the pattern material, not the casting material. Remember, depending on the pattern material like wood, metal, plastic, we change the drafting allowance. Okay, so these are the different points. There are n number of points. If you go for actual designing, there are n number of points we need to consider. Just we are looking what main things like shrinkage allowance, draft allowance are used. Okay, now the next is shaking or wrapping allowance. Okay, so this is next type of allowance which we call as a negative allowance. So there are no certain rules how much wrapping or shaking allowance is to give for the pattern. First of all, we will see what exactly. Now, what is the casting process that we have seen? Suppose this is the flask or drag, and here is our part. What we do, we ram this sand. If you have seen in cope and drag process, we ram this sand. What happens when we ram this sand? So this product will get closely packed with your molding sand. This product or part or pattern will get closely packed with this your molding sand. So as it is closely packed, we cannot remove the pattern easily. Okay, because we have rammed the sand and it get packed. So we cannot remove that. So in order to remove that, what we do, we gently hammer this pattern. Okay, so to lose the pattern from the molding side. So we gently hammer the pattern, okay, to lose the pattern from the molding side. So what happens when we hammer the pattern? What will happen when we hammer the pattern to lose the pattern from the mold? Have understood this?
Length will decrease.
No, no, no. What happened to the cavity which we have prepared? What will happen?
It will expand.
Yes. See here this is our pattern, and here there is a molding side. Right? Now we want to remove this pattern with the help of this draw spike. But at the start, as it is closely packed, it is difficult to remove that pattern. To remove that, what we do, we first hammer slowly, gently. So it depends person to person. That's why fixed dimensions are not given. Generally, we consider 1 or 2 mm wrapping allowances. Okay, 1 or 2 mm. We hammer it. Once we hammer, it gets loose from the molding sand, and then we remove the draw spike. Simple example you can take of ice cream. From that cup, when we prepare the ice cream, so when it is get cool, okay, when it get converted to ice, we cannot remove that easily. What we do, we somewhat heat, okay, by pressing it by hand, or we allow some time to melt it, and then we remove it. Okay, suddenly we cannot remove. We need to lose that from that pattern. Whatever the pattern is there, from that we need to remove. Same case is in this. When it is closely packed with the sand, it cannot be removed. So we need to hammer it, and we need to remove it. So while hammering, its dimension increases slightly. Dimension gets increases slightly. So whatever the pattern dimension we got, if suppose we got the 314.2 mm, suppose we got, so 1 or 2 mm, there is no fixed dimension. 1 or 2 mm, we minus it as case of shaking or wrapping allowances. So it's 313. It is a random allowance. We cannot give the perfect, we cannot give the dimensions. Okay, we cannot give the exact 1 or 2 mm, 3 mm draft allowances. Okay, so this is a shaking or wrapping allowance, and it is called as a negative allowance. Why it is called negative allowance? Because it increases the size of cavity. That's why we need to reduce the dimension of pattern in order to overcome this shaking or wrapping allowance. And last one, distortion or camber allowance. So in some cases you can, suppose you are expert enough so that you can remove that pattern, or suppose part size is small, then in that case you can remove this checking or wrapping allowance, or else you can give 1 or 2 mm dimensions. Okay. Last one is a distortion or camber allowance. Now it depends. This is not a compulsory allowance for every product. So it depends on your size of size and shape of product. Okay, one example I will give. Suppose your product size is this C shape, whose thickness is very small. Suppose 5 to 10 mm is the thickness of this product. As its thickness is very small, so when you pour the molten metal, after pouring the molten, in some cases we need to see it whether it happens or not. In some cases, what happens, it get distorted, it get bent when it is shrink. Okay, so either it will shrink inward or outward. That we need to see by making 1 or 2 samples. Okay, when it will shrink inside or it will shrink outside, depending on the size and shape of material. Okay, suppose this is your pattern, and after making pattern, you have poured the molten metal, and this is the part you got. This is the casting you got. Okay, you got wrong dimension because it is got distorted. To avoid that distortion, okay, what we give? Distortion allowance. What is distortion allowance? we make the pattern. We make the pattern. Okay, like this. Little bit. Okay. See here I have given the large angle, but we make the pattern like this shape. Okay. When it is get cooled, okay, so it will try to expand and it will get the original shape. Right. So here you can see the example. This is your part or which you want. Right. So you have made the pattern of this. But after casting, you come to know that it is getting distorted. Okay, the casting you are getting like this. This is wrong, right? So to avoid that, what we have given, you have prepared the pattern of this curve shape. You have prepared the pattern of curve shape. And when it is get distorted, you will get the original. Right? So this depends on part size and shape, whether it actually distort or not. When it is distorted, we give the opposite distortion. Right? So any doubt in this distortion or camber allowance? It is not compulsory, but shrinkage, draft allowance, and machining allowance is compulsory. Right? Any doubt in this? We have finished the pattern, types, material, and design, means allowances. Any doubt in this?
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Sir, in a shrinkage allowance, you have
Yes.
written that it is positive.
Yes.
So, but the circle, internal circle, it get increased,
Yes.
so we decrease the. So how it is positive?
Positive is generally we give. It's a just wait. It increases the dimension. That's why we have given. It increases the dimension.
Sir, but it decreases as
yes,
well.
Yes, it decreases as well in internal case. Is internal case. Yes, it is decreases, but we give the positive. In some cases, when there is a no one can internal surfaces or any hole, it generally added. Okay, that's why it is given positive allowance. If suppose if you take any particular shape of product which does not have any internal surfaces or any hole. Okay, so in that, when we consider all these allowances, whatever we have studied, in that shrinkage, machining, and draft loss are positive. Okay, and this shaking or wrapping allowance is negative. When we consider a part, when you consider any part, okay, if you consider only whole, then all other becomes negative and this becomes positive. Like this is there. Okay, if you consider what you can say a base part which does not have any external internal surface or hole, then all these allowances are positive, and shaking and shaking or wrapping allowance is a negative allowance. That is the case.
Sir, how we remove the pattern in case of shrinkage allowance?
How you remove the pattern? Means what?
Remove the pattern from that cavity.
Same. See, shrinkage allowance and pattern removing is not, there is no correlation. Shrinkage allowance is the one thing in the allowances. So we consider shrinkage allowance, we consider machining allowance, and we design the pattern. Once we design the pattern, we prepare the mold cavity, and once the cavity is prepared, we remove the pattern. Such like this, it is there. Means it is not like we give the allowance and we remove. What was your actual question?
How we remove the pattern in case of shrinkage allowance? But I got it.
You got it. There is no relation between removing
Yes.
a pattern and shrinkage allowance. Okay, 70 members are there. Okay, in the next lecture, we will start with our molding side. Okay, what first thing we have seen? Pattern, how to prepare the pattern. Then we go for molding side. What are the types of molding sand? What are the properties of molding sand? That we will see. Once we prepare the molding sand, then we will see how to pour the molten metal. Means what is the gating system? That we will see. Once gating system we have seen, then how to prepare the molten metal. Means what are the different furnaces are there, that we'll see. And lastly, we will see the casting defects. After preparing the pattern, casting, what defects we may get, that we will see. So this is how we are going to finish this chapter. So this chapter is very lengthy. So still we require 5 to 6 lectures to complete this.
Excuse me, sir. Is it possible for you, sir? Is it possible for you to explain these allowances with the help of video,
Yes.
so that we will come to know clear idea?
Yes. What we'll do in Google Classroom, I will post a video. Okay, there you can see that video. I will either post a video or I will give a link of that video and you can see there. And if you have doubt, we can discuss that in the next lecture. I will give that video to you. If you still have doubt, then you will I will explain in the next lecture.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yes.